It's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back and good morning to everybody, all you fine folk out there in internet land. This is me and Neville Horn, also known as Pilgrim, platooned on EU in our T29s. We are here on this map called Karelia. Standard setup. Look at there goes the Super Hellcat into the middle. We're having a nice little conversation about him, and we give him a little double tap of love. That's what you got to love about a platoon. When you got good comms, focused fire, he disappears, we keep moving. This one is titled, You're Welcome. Even though you are ungrateful and don't really know what it is that happened. This is a toot your own horn video. You know, nothing wrong with tooting your own horn if there's something constructive to get out of it. See if we get a little shot on him. We're having a discussion about this guy as well. He takes a couple hits, gets thumped. Their light tanks get kind of beat up in the middle. We've already lost our EBR. The discussion we're having right now is, this looks like a problem. This looks like a problem on the east flank. If you take a look at what's going on the east flank, nothing good. A little snapshot there works out for me. I mean, just look at that. We've got an IKV and a 50 TP PR going to the flank that usually, at least for a long time, was the meta flank to fight on. This was a bit of a sideshow up here, but number one, this is EU. Almost called it EA. Number one, this is EU. Number two, sometimes you just get crap deployments. We got spotted going in there. There's something down the middle, we suspect. Maybe an EBR, something like that. So I'm going to put that rock between me and whatever it is and fade back to the west and try to get away. Discussing the same with Nebelhorn with Pilgrim, but he's actually going to post up on this rock, which will give him good shooting position if we can start seeing him. We're still discussing this situation we have down on the southeast flank down there. That is bad. The majority of our team has gone up to the north, which is good, I guess, but they didn't meet anything, right? So if you push a major flank like this with your major power and you run into 5, 6, 7 of their tanks, and you kill them. Let's say you ran into any tanks, which we did not, and you kill them, then there may be an argument to pushing into the cap because you've removed a bunch of guns. But let's just look at it. This is a ring around the rosy situation, right? This is a clockwise movement O tanks. We've come up the west flank. They're going down the east flank. They may have some campers back there potentially, but I would suspect, were I a betting man, I'm not, because I lose all the time. I don't gamble because I don't like giving people my money. But anyway, if I were, I would bet a substantial amount of money that there's a good chunk O tanks right just about right now figuring out there is nothing on that flank down there. Much like, guess what we're figuring out? There's nothing on our flank. Now, put that in the gray matter computer. Stop for just a minute, quit pushing, look at the minimap and go, what the F is going on here? This is weird, this is different. But you can already understand what's going to happen, okay? Or at least what's possible to happen. Highly possible, highly probable, let's put it that way. Anything's possible. What's highly probable, all right? Put the numbers in, crunch them, and come out with what you think is the most likely scenario from this. And we're still discussing it. We haven't got very far. But with these slow T29s, it will take a bit of an early move, and that's about right there. All right? So this is a teaching channel. Take a look at how many guys just showed up down there. Oof. All right. That's 3 of them. There's a couple more unaccounted for. They're going to realize there's nothing there. The worst part about that is there's no TD support up back behind at about K2 or 3. That's going to keep them honest. Once they figure that out, they're going to swarm those 2 and start heading up towards the cap. I always assume that the enemy team is doing more or less the same thing as my Muppets are doing. It's not that I assume everyone's bad or that I can beat everyone, but I kind of look at it and go, well, you know what? They're going to push a bunch of guys into cap, just like we're pushing a bunch of guys into cap. I'm taking a watch at it, taking a look at it. Because what I want to see, and I think my trip point is going to be, if they start to swarm around them, then it's time to go back. There you go. 50 TP PR died. Let's go. So I'm telling Pilgrim, dude, we got to go back. That is a problem. There's only an IKV between 3 and 4, or however many of them there are. Our guys are pushing cap. It's an even battle, whatever, but it looks like they have defenders. We don't, other than Artie. We have got to get back there. So there's 2 of us moving in that direction. and the rest of our team is pushing up. For a wonder, the M12 is decently aware of what's happening. He's moved. Looks like he reloaded. He's going to go ahead and take a shot. That's nice. And hopefully he continues to move after he gets his shot, or maybe he's just going to support from there. I would have liked to have seen him fade further back. I'm trying to get the 155-50 to get the heck out of Dodge. And here comes myself and Pilgrim coming back. It is going to take them a while to crawl up the hill, much like it's going to take us a while to crawl up the hill. I say Artie run. I don't know if he saw that or just saw the situation. That's a relatively fast Artie, so you can wait a little longer. Good work on his part. There's no really fast tanks. I mean, the Leo, the Super Hellcat, the T44 are decently mobile, so it's not like a scout was going to come raging up there and start taking them down. Our guys are all up on cap, but the problem is not that. The problem is our cap. There was nobody here, so we get back. And we're kind of chatting about how we want to do this. I'm telling him to take the left side of the rock. I'll be on this side. Their GW has managed to survive. He's probably over on the east flank there somewhere, maybe even float down towards the southeast based on the threat to the cap. And then these guys come up, and this dude's looking for Artie. He just drives right up, not really paying attention that somebody may be here looking for Artie, and he takes 2 big thumps. But there's 3 of them right on cap. Now, had we not gone back, the game's over. That's what I worry about all the time when I come back to cap, if I'm a little late. If they get a push like that, are 3 just going to jump on cap, and it is a really fast cap relatively at that point. I think I actually bounced the shot before I could get him. Never mind. Never mind. So that's 1 down. Our guys are on cap. Problem with that is they've got an Artie and defenders. The G-Sword's gone forward and is screening. So we'll try to take a shot at him, but we get a crit. We've got 2 on cap, and now it's just we're trying to take these guys down as much as we can as far as cap points go. I'll try to shoot him, but he's pretty well angled. And they're still beating us. They've got the 3 on cap, but we've got 2 hold down T29s, and we should be able to handle this right here. Boom. A couple cap resets. I'm up to 1538. One of their guys is pushing, and they know they got to get rid of us, but it doesn't matter because we end up capping it out. Now, you may say, well, it was a good job your team went over there and got on the cap, because probably these 3 would have beat you, maybe, possibly, but we wouldn't have even had the chance to get our guys to cap, because when they jumped 3 on, if we were nowhere near decapping them, they would have capped this game out pretty quick. So those are the things you're looking for, guys, when I talk about when to cap and go back. You have to pay attention to it early if you're slow or the map is big or a combination of that. Even if you're fast, you have to pay attention to it, because you're gonna have a tendency in a faster tank to get a little further away, go, ooh, I can get back. So the timing has to be right. You've got to start back at the right time. If we were heavily engaged there, you can't just turn tail and get shot in the back. There's a lot of what ifs going on there, but this is a pretty clear-cut case of a flank that was not watched at all. Nobody went there, and we had to come back. All right, break. Possible other answer is we go down there to that brawling flank right there. It was just a discussion between 2 guys platooning. Hey, let's just go to the north. I really didn't expect that many tanks to go with us, but they did, and we noted that when it happened. So on a map like this, your initial deployment, once you start heading in that direction, it's really hard to flex back the other way. It's just such a big map. You'd have to come back up the hill or make a very dangerous move across the middle to work to the other flank. So a lot of times you kind of look at it and go, well, roll the dice, make your best decision at the time, and then flow from there. So if I back this all up, I might have been happier had the 2 of us gone down here, gone hold down, and started taking those guys on. Because I think with 2 T29s and the 50T PPR, we'd have done a much better job holding them off down here as our guys went up this way. We didn't do a whole lot coming up here. Our light tanks kind of did all the work, and there was nothing to fight anyway. So there's a lot of ways to look at it, but once you get into certain situations, you start to see it develop. You have to react correctly from there. All right, lots of different, I think, little nuances on that one. That's all I've got for today, guys. Thanks for coming by. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And this is my 2nd video, I think, now with the colorblind mode on for you guys. Let me know what you think of that. That's all I've got. We will see ya.